Hello guys, so today I'll be starting my first facts and stats with the hero Tracer. So, Tracer is part of the offense group of heroes and has a maximum health of 150. Tracer is one of the few heroes who do not have a passive, so we move on straight to her primary and only weapon, which is her pulse pistols. Now, her pulse pistols are very powerful. Having a rapid fire of 40 rounds per second is the highest in the game. It also has a reload time of 1 second. So funny enough, you shoot all your rounds in 1 second and reload for 1 second, which means that you're going to be spending half the time reloading. So it's very important when in between bursts that you make sure that you are in cover or you have taken out your enemy. Now, when taking out your enemy, your maximum damage your pistols can do is 6 damage and your minimum is 1.5 damage. Now, this drops off pretty significantly as you get out of range. So what you have to do is you have to play close. It is designed to play at close range, and especially as the spread gets pretty ridiculous, even with a few shots being fired out of those pulse pistols. Her next ability is Blink. Now, Blink works on a free charge system, and you get 3 seconds per charge. Now, what Blink does is that it allows you to jump between position to position, as it plainly states as Blink. Now, Blink has a limitation to it. You cannot jump with it, kind of like Genji's ability, and so you can only really move on the ground with it. It does have its uses, especially in some maps, as it allows you to jump from position to position through the air in certain jump patterns, but it will cost you charges. It's your main way of evasion on this hero, and one of the main things to note is that it is incredibly useful for getting behind enemies and giving you a bit of surprise factor, as Tracer does not have a lot of health, and dueling with people like Reaper and Soldier 76 will not be great unless you hit from behind. Her next ability is Recall. Now, Recall allows you to return to a position where you were about 3 to 4 seconds in the past. This allows you to basically evade out of sticky situations that you've got yourself into, and it's actually really good in the fact that you could only gain health from this ability. You will not lose health for going backwards using Recall, and so it is incredibly useful when dueling, that if you lose the fight that you can get out. It's also really good to couple with your ultimate, which we'll talk about in a minute, and so it is an incredibly vital ability, but you have to remember it is on a 12-second cooldown, so you do not have very options, and it is kind of a rare ability to use in fights. Now, her ultimate is Pulse Bomb. Now, Pulse Bomb is a throwable sticky grenade, and actually one of the main problems about this ability is its ability for it to be thrown, as she has not got a very good throwing hand, and so you have to get really close using your blinks and your recall. Now, if you do land the stick, you can do a maximum of 400 damage to your enemy, which is huge compared to many offense and defense, as well as some supports as well. Now, I wouldn't suggest using this on multiple clumps of enemies, but if you can, try and get the stick on usually a support or an offense, and it will probably take them out. I would not suggest using this against tanks, as tanks can usually soak up this sort of damage, and really they can probably hit you in the back or use their disruption abilities such as Roadhog's Hook, which can pretty much insta-kill you in many examples. Now, when you pick Tracer, Tracer is actually one of those sort of heroes that if you're good at it, you can do massive damage to the enemy team, but if you're not really good at it, I wouldn't really suggest taking it if you want to try and win the game. She's really a hero that you can only really take that if the comp provides it. But really, it's one of those things where it's very subjective and you just got to go with your heart and go what you want to play. I would usually suggest running this against people which have either a lot of squishies on the team or have lots of squishy supports. And it is very important that Tracer itself is a very high risk, high reward offense hero, and you just got to think how you're going to play it, how you're going to go into the game, and of course how you're going to face your opposition. And of course, picking it on offense maps are really important. Defense Tracers can be done very well, especially with things such as double Tracer comps, which are incredibly popular in the competitive scene at this very moment. And so we'll suggest either running it with either another Tracer, or do you just want to play a role where you get kills behind or taking them out very skillfully. Hope you guys enjoyed this Tracer stats and facts. If you like it, please drop a like in the description below. And if you keep on liking it with it, go and subscribe. But until then, guys, see ya.